presentation for my senior project. I didn't think I'd have to present this to the class today. Sorry. This is Karen. She was born in 1976 in San Francisco. This is San Francisco in 1976. This is the sun. These were the stars. This was Miss America. This is Melissa. She was born in Boston in 1979. This is Boston in 1979. And the sun, and the stars, and Miss America. I wanted to start there, because after this it gets complicated and confusing, and I saw it in a movie once, and I thought it set the narrative tone well, and I hoped it would do it here too. Anyway, you don't really have to remember any of that. The only date you really have to remember is 1973, the date Roe v. Wade was decided. And the only thing you have to remember about that was it was before everyone was born. So this is Boston in 1999, and this is the sun, and these were the stars, and this was Miss America. I was born there. Although it was never made clear where exactly, but in Boston. So, the next part is a little different. Boston newspapers reported that a baby was found in a dumpster outside of a local bar on February 11th, 1999. The baby was reported to be under a week old. The Associated Press picked it up. There had been a wave of that sort of thing in the late 90s. I mean, people have always been fascinated by foundlings. Literary orphans lack baggage, I suppose. It's monolithic, really. Well, that wasn't exactly true. It wasn't in the dumpster. It was beside the dumpster in a car seat. Oh, wait, that's not a big deal. I also don't think the orphans bit is true either, but that's not me as much as the Western canon. Karen and Melissa are important now. Karen Walker was a law student in Boston. It was her friend's birthday. They went out drinking. Karen went out to smoke, and she found the baby. Karen called the police, but they didn't believe her, so her friends went out and flagged down an off-duty officer. The thing about this is, in a way, it's very easy to tell. A group of people found a baby in an alleyway and didn't know what to do. Foundlings are really easy to talk about. The more difficult part is telling the story. Saying the baby was me. It didn't used to be hard to tell the story. I used to say I was adopted, and when people would ask more, I'd tell them. I used to give presentations in elementary school. I don't know when it stopped being easy. I think this is easy to turn into a pro-life, she was saved by the grace of God kind of thing, but it's not. The moral of the story is that some people are not capable of bringing up the children they gave birth to. There was a police investigation into the matter. It was largely inconclusive. No one came forward to claim the baby. I've read some of the files. In cases like these, the judge usually gives the person who found the baby the right to adopt her. Karen decided to adopt me. She was 23 and a law student at the time. I'll get into that later. No immediate relatives came forward to claim the baby, although a woman in Nassau did claim I was her niece. This is Chris. I called him Chris for a while, and then I called him my dad, and now I don't really call him anything. Chris was in Boston on business and read a follow-up article on me when I turned 5. Another thing is that February 11th is the feast day of Our Lady of Lourdes. Newspapers called me our baby of Lourdes because I was found near Lourdes Chapel on that date. Boston's a Catholic town. I don't know what else to say about that. Anyway, it was one of those dumpster baby, where are they nows that practically canonized Karen and made me out to be a cherub. It mentioned where the baby was found, and Chris remembered it was a place a girl he dated frequented. It mentioned when the baby was born, and he realized it was when he lived in Boston. It showed my face, and he realized I looked like him. Circumstantial evidence that piled up, I guess. He wasn't the only one that called, but he was the only one that passed the paternity test, so we became intimates. Again, it gets complicated here. Chris is Irish, and he wanted to play a role in my life, so on top of 10 dinners twice a year, I also got to become a citizen of a country I had never been to. That process took a judge, 3 immigration lawyers, 4 if you're including Karen, and 6 years. I was not the Irish consulate's favorite person. This is Elliot. Some of you may know him. The New Yorker recently named him the foremost public intellectual of our age. He's an MIT professor. He's also a very accomplished poet. That's not important, really. You just need to know that he writes very radical academic books, and people treat him with, I don't know, a level of adoration that has never before been given to a man who writes books about theoretical forms of government. Elliot started dating Karen about 9 months ago. Before that, he embarked on a very short-lived relationship with a very famous actress. So those are the players. Karen, Melissa, Chris, Elliot, and the baby. Karen I've lived with for 17 years. Elliot for 2 months. Chris I've seen maybe 20 times over the course of my life. And Melissa I've met once. It was for this project, actually. In the beginning, I was really hopeful about it. I thought it would be cathartic.
Olivia, can I talk to you out in the hall? What are you doing?
What?
Is this some kind of performance piece?
No, what? Do you not like it?
Olivia.
It works better in my paper. I mapped out everyone's genealogies and talked to the police officer that was flagged down. It's really comprehensive. I'm just not good at presenting. I tried to tell you that.
So you're not making this up?
No.
Okay, you know I'm here to talk.
Of course. Sorry about that. Anyway, this is Melissa's tattoo. Valentine. Clever, right? Well, that's what she named me, apparently. Valentine. So I know exactly how much my life was worth to her. She probably could have gone to prison for what she did. I was 16 when Elliot's private detective friend found her. The statute of limitations hadn't expired, and Karen has connections to the DA, so it was my call. Karen, my therapist, and I talked it over. We settled out of court, and at my request, there was a provision that she got her tubes tied. That didn't end up being included because of how easily it could have been disputed, but I fought for it. The summer after that, I went to Dublin. Dublin is really nice. It really is. Silicon Dock sucks. The rest of it is nice. I didn't actually tell anyone I was going to Ireland. I don't know why I didn't do that. You know, when you don't want to tell the truth, and you could tell a lie that's so small that you might as well just tell the truth or tell a big one that seems tangible, I chose the big one. Not right now, but in general. That's time, right? I don't have to talk anymore?
Sure, Olivia.
Thank you.